So, you remember when you fell off your bike when you were a kid? Do you remember that pain, that one that, when you don't feel it first, but when you look down at your hands and your knees and they're all shitty and gritty from where you bounced along the pavement, and that's when it comes on. It's pulsing. It's like, ow, 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 what the fuck? That's what I remember. That kind of pain, that feeling of grit in my hands, in my knees, in my mouth. The smell of Afghanistan. Just shit and dust, just shit, skin flakes, and sand. That's what I remember. When British soldiers were injured in
The Two Wheels of Charlie F is a play that has been created from the experiences of wounded service personnel and their families. It's made up of a cast who have very much been experiencing, and to a certain extent are actually still living, quite a few of the issues of the play, which is about serving, wounding, but also about the process of recovery and that very tricky transition back into society.
Has anyone there found a leg? Yeah. Yeah, it's blue on top. You got a Nike trainer on it? All right, mate, yeah. All right, yeah, cheers, bye.
Chris, what the fuck are you doing, man? You sound like Cinderella.
I'm trying to find my fucking leg, ain't I? Where'd you last see it?
It's not just, a guy getting up in front of everybody and going, hey, I was whole once and now I'm not, and this what's happened. It's actually a really great kind of woven rope of different stories that wind all the way through it. And Charlie F is actually just the guy who pulls that rope along for you, and you get to follow that storyline. So in order for that to be kind of written like that, it took us to really kind of bond with each other.
The change in everybody has been remarkable, really remarkable. So the rehabilitation side actually is brilliant, like really great for the guys. Like Marilia, for example, has an amazing singing voice, really sensational, which is able to come out in the show, which is great. On a West End stage originally, and now in Edinburgh, in the Pleasance Grand, being able to sing out. Never thought you could do that, did you?
I was always keen on the idea of having an audience being ricocheted between the tough stuff and some very funny stuff, and then some dance, so to not ever quite know exactly what's coming next. In some instances, actually, music was very well suited to that. So, for example, when I asked the guys to write down all of the medication that they were on, it turned out that they were on an average of around 20 medications each. And straight away, the idea that I went to was a round that would be sung, and which would only be comprised of the names of these medications.
The guys who are in this show, some of them were sitting in their windows for weeks, smoking cigarettes and wondering what exactly comes next in a life of a broken human being. And suddenly they were given an opportunity to have a goal again, to be a part of something huge. It allowed me to, just live again without thinking about it. And not just live. The human ego is an incredible part of our psyche, like incredible part. And when you're blasted, when you're injured, when your physical body changes, your ego takes a huge smack to the grit, right? Massive. That gets mended when 850 people stand up on their feet for you and clap. The show has taught a lot of us just to focus on this, get this right, and actually the other pieces will fall back into place. And it has.
Explain to us, you're working with wounded and injured service personnel.
Well, I kind of, I've got involved with it, and from an early time, going to Bastion and then going to Sully, it's the mentality of the British soldier in a way. The first thing you see these kids who've lost their arms and legs, through bombs and that, and the doctor always says, you don't ask them how it happened, and the first thing they say to you, I suppose you want to know how it happened.
Yeah.
And it's that kind of mentality that keeps you interested in them when you meet the families, and the bravery of the families as well, being confronted with this. And then you go down to where they're rehabilitating, and then someone come up with an idea of putting on a show. Mm-hmm. And it's that mentality that I kind of... There's not a lot of difference between the discipline, if you've been disciplined in the British Army and you're disciplined the discipline in the theatre is more or less the same thing, you know.
So basically what you've done is you've done sort of It Ain't Half Hot Mum for therapy, haven't you?
Well, in a way, yeah, because I turned up and saw these guys, you know, when we were recruiting them to do a play, you know. And, you know, you can imagine, like, these airy-arse kind of soldiers coming into the theatre. And, you know, I kind of went along as, I suppose, the equivalent, in a way, you know, working class boy. Did I swear then? I'm so sorry.
Well, it's all right. I think we'll allow it. It's for a good cause.
Yeah, it's for a good cause. And, you know, the fear that was going through their eyes. Now, you know, if you've been on patrol in Kent Bastion and around the Helmand province, I don't think anything else is going to scare you as much as that, you know?
Well, let's meet some of the guys. Let's sort of
yeah,
chat,
well,
shall we?
I'll see them, but you see the change in them now. Fantastic.
Cassidy, you play the lead in this play, don't you? Okay, what's the play called?
It's called The Two Worlds of Charlie F.
All right, it's about the military service and what goes on, particularly.
Yeah, it's about kind of point of injury, you know, realizing you've been injured and then carrying on from there and where life takes you from there.
And of course, you have been injured. What happened to you?
I was too close to something that went bang, a big loud bang, and so it, well, it took this leg clean off, and I've got a couple of really good war scars, which you know women are attracted to.
See, that's the way why I'm always impressed, because you make it sound like it's nothing. To the rest of us, it's a lot more than nothing. What's happened?
Well, I had a sliver once.
And you were in the Royal Marines, of course, weren't you? And Lyndon, where were you?
I was in 9 Power Squadron. I got wounded in Afghan as well, which was good fun.
And they call you Chats because you like to chat.
No, it comes from my surname. My mum didn't.
Well, okay. Well, you've been through enough without us putting through that on live
I
television.
went through enough with my name, let alone getting blown up.
So working with Ray been fun, obviously. Has it been therapeutic? Has it helped you out? What have you learned from it? What have you taken away?
Well, everyone here is in the same boat, so you know you can talk to any of them, and it doesn't matter. And we've gone through from the very beginning all the way through to things that we haven't told anyone, and this is with our writer Owen Shears, and we've just gone all the way through everything, and it's good to get it out.
Yeah, it is good to get it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is the first time the MOD has used theatre, isn't it, Ray? Did they call you? Did you call them?
Yeah, they got in touch with me along with the Royal British Legion, you know, and they came and explained it all to me and what their ideas were, and you know, I was only too pleased to get involved with it. You know.
But are they any good?
I've got to tell you, yeah.
Are they through to the next round?
If I can do it, anyone can, believe me. Yeah, they are. And, but beyond that, it's really, as you were talking about the therapy of it, you know, and the change you see in these boys, the confidence to actually walk into a room now. You know, when you're hit with something like that, I guess your confidence goes. I think that's probably the first thing that goes, isn't it? You know, and then getting that back, and if you can do that through theatre or anything like it, it's a great thing. I think this should be done more.
Yeah. Cassidy, so it's going to be on the West End. Can you speak for everybody? Will you be nervous when you're going on stage, do you think?
Well, there's a couple of words I was told not to use to describe.
Okay,
how
that's
I'm
on this
yes,
show.
So, yeah,
Yes.
I'm going to try and, but yeah, I'm scared. I'd rather be storming compounds. But yeah, getting on stage in front of a huge audience like that and kind of.
Okay, well, let's hope you all
Lots of luck to all.
storm the West End. Round of applause for the boys, please.
I was blowing 20 metres.
I heard the rocket coming in. I was blown 60 feet.
It went over and I hit the roof. The shrapnel went through the back of my brain.
It shattered my cheekbone.
Apparently what happened is a soldier stood on an undetected IED, killing him instantly, and then the shrapnel blast, or the blast from that IED, then hit my company tactical headquarters. And I was found in a bush about 20 metres away, cradling my head.
I realised how serious it was because obviously it was the brain, and they had said it, the shrapnel was millimetres away from the spinal cord, but at the time would never have envisaged what we've had to live with since. I imagined it was all going to be physical balance and walking and all sorts of things, but actually we've had a different set of challenges to overcome emotionally. And it is quite difficult with the children because Olivia very much sees a different daddy to the one that went away. Annabelle will of course grow up only knowing Stuart as he is now, but Olivia, it's difficult for her because Stuart's changed hugely.
I have difficulties with problem solving, attention, working memory, modification, organising, planning, amending. So everything that I was in terms of my role, in terms of my 18 years in the army, being an officer, having command and management responsibility, I'm pretty much ineffective in all of those now. So that really is really frustrating for me.
Must have been hard. It must be hard.
It is. I think and I think if it had been physical, it would have been easier to come to terms with and to manage, because this will never change now. This is what we will have to live with for the rest of Stuart's life.
No one's allowed to keep their mobile phone out here. They're too easy to intercept. Or if the enemy get hold of them, then they phone their families at home, tell them that their son or their husband's been captured, which isn't good. So each week we get 20 welfare minutes on the sat phone instead, which is great. Hearing your wife's voice, speaking to the kids. But it's really hard too. You feel the distance. After speaking with them, I have to try really hard to disconnect from them again. Saying goodbye. That's the hardest. Saying goodbye.
Kiss, kiss, love you. Kiss, kiss, love you. P.S. P.S. Love you, love you. Kiss, kiss, love you. Kiss, kiss, love you. P.S. P.S.
It's different class, you know, it's a great idea. I mean,
Actually, yes. It is a brilliant idea. Wonderful idea.
Yeah. Fantastic. Ray, it's great.
Brilliant. Absolutely stunning idea.
I think it's fabulous.
Oh, it's great. It's absolutely fabulous. Excuse me.
Sensational.
Absolutely. Very moving. Very thoughtful.
It was
fabulous.
It's fabulous. What every politician should see.
The characters, everything was fantastic.
I think the best part is that there are soldiers, real soldiers.
You have to see it. It gives you a sense of the experience that these soldiers have been through while defending interests. These are UK soldiers, our greatest allies. It's in such resonance with what our soldiers saw while they were there as well.
We did enjoy the show. It was superb. It was exceptionally well done. Very, very moving performance.
It got you right there.
The reality of war, not Hollywood style.
It just seemed like it was very real and real emotions.
I think everybody should see it. It's something that we don't appreciate enough of. You know, like what happens to soldiers after the war.
It's like going on a road trip with 5 people. And at the end of the road trip, 2 of them are going to be missing limbs, one's going to be dead, and the other one's seriously injured. You just don't know who, and you don't know when.
You're gonna be alright. I was just wondering if you've found a leg?
When we leave Afghan, a little bit of Afghan stays with us, or us with it.